let's talk about one of the biggest, if not the biggest, financial decisions you'll make for your retirement: when to claim Social Security. We're going to dive deep into what's really on the line if you decide to take your benefits at the earliest possible age, which is 62. So, here's the big question. A lot of people see claiming at 62 as this safe choice, the reward you get for a long career. But is it really the smart move? Or could it actually be a very expensive mistake that'll follow you for decades to come? To really make this hit home, let's look at a quick story. Let's meet David. He worked for 40 years, and at 62, he was just done. He was ready to retire, and you can't blame him. And this was his thinking, which probably sounds familiar to a lot of you. Hey, I've paid into this system my entire life. It's my money. Why on earth should I wait? Plus, there's always that little voice in the back of your head worrying if the system will even be there later. So grabbing the money now feels like the safest bet. The problem is, David didn't really get the long-term math. Okay, so let's get into the numbers, because this is where the story really unfolds. The thing is, choosing to claim early sets off a permanent reduction in your benefits. It's so important to understand exactly how that's calculated. So, everything, and I mean everything, starts with this key term, your primary insurance amount, or PIA. Just think of your PIA as your 100% benefit. It's the full amount you get if you wait until what's called your full retirement age. Let's break that down. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. If you can wait until then, you get 100% of that PIA we just talked about. But if you claim right at 62, your benefit gets an immediate haircut down to about 70%. Yeah, that's a 30% reduction. And let me be really clear, this isn't some temporary thing. This is a permanent cut for the rest of your life. So what does a 30% cut actually look like in real money? Well, let's say your full benefit at age 67 would have been a nice, round $2,000 a month. If you claim at 62, that drops to just $1,400. That's $600 less every single month. All right, now let's see how that $600 a month really starts to add up over the years. This is going to go fast, so keep your eyes peeled. After just 1 year, that difference is already significant. You've gotten $7,200 less than if you had just waited that little bit longer. Okay, now let's stretch that out over a pretty typical 20-year retirement. The total cost? It's a jaw-dropping $144,000 less in your pocket.
Wow.
And here's the kicker. Once you lock in that lower rate, it's basically permanent. I mean, even when you get those cost of living adjustments, they're calculated on your lower starting amount, so you never, ever catch up. But wait, there's more. The impact doesn't just stop with the size of your monthly payment. Claiming early creates all these little ripple effects that can touch so many other parts of your financial life in retirement. So first, like we mentioned, your annual cost of living raises are smaller because they're based on a smaller number. Second, your Medicare Part B premiums will take a bigger percentage chunk out of that smaller check. And third, and this one is so important, it can seriously reduce the survivor benefits for your spouse. And this is often where the real weight of this decision sinks in. David eventually realized that his choice to get that money sooner meant that if he passed away first, his wife would be stuck with a smaller benefit for the rest of her life. That's a really heavy thing to think about. This chart just shows you the incredible power of patience. At 62, you get that reduced $1,400. At 67, you get your full $2,000. But look at what happens if you can hold out until age 70. Your benefit grows by about 8% every year you wait past your full retirement age. That is a huge difference in monthly income. Okay, so knowing all of this, how in the world do you make the best choice for you? Let's switch gears and give you a simple, actionable toolkit you can use right away. Here's your checklist. Number 1, get on SSA.gov and create a My Social Security account. This is a must. It shows you your actual personalized numbers. Number 2, compare those estimates. Put the numbers for 62, 67, and 70 right next to each other and look at them. 3, be really honest with yourself about your health and how long people in your family tend to live. 4, you have to talk to your spouse. This decision affects them big time. And finally, number 5, look at all your other income sources. Do you have savings or a pension that could help you delay claiming for a few years? Now, I have to say this, and it's really important. This is all for educational purposes. Everyone's situation is totally unique. For advice tailored just for you, the only place you should go is the official source, SSA.gov, or a financial advisor you trust. When it all comes down to it, this is the main takeaway. You have way more control over this part of your retirement than you might think. Your timing is one of the most powerful levers you can possibly pull. So, after all that, the question is really for you. Now that you've seen the real long-term cost, does it make you think twice about claiming at 62? Or for your situation, is it still the right call? It's a huge decision and definitely one worth thinking about carefully.